Okay, I got the two pieces cut, but one thing is really important is that you need to keep them facing the same way, and then mark the top one the top and the bottom one the bottom, because you don't want to flip them or get them reversed, because if you're off just a little bit on your cut, it'll show up when you're doing your final assembly. Okay, got this one marked the bottom, and I've got that one marked the top. So now I'm ready to start cutting out the sides. Now the sides, what we're going to need is we're going to need definitely a 24-inch piece here, and then a 24-inch, or excuse me, not a 24, it's probably around 22. These are the two sides that, or excuse me, I got the wrong one. This one and this one are the ones that are going to meet up with your other cabinet, so we need to cut them first, and then we move on to the other pieces. Okay, we got our two pieces marked. We're going to go ahead and cut them, and then I'll have to show you, we'll have to do a miter cut on both edges. I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, we're going to do our two miter cuts, because since everything's on a 45 degree making those turns, we need those. Okay, we got our two side. We got our two side panels cut. So now we'll get them nailed on, and then we'll figure out the back panels. Okay, one thing you have to do if you're doing a full length side is you need to figure out what the toe space is on your other cabinets and get them put in. Now a lot of times what I like to do is just make the side from the top just to the height of the other cabinets minus the toe space. So in other words, I don't even use this part here. And then that way, because a lot of times you need to, you know, shim up, shim down, whatever the case may be. But in this case, we're just, you know, showing you the hardest way to do it. Anyway, I've got it marked, and we'll cut out that toe space, and you can see that the side that I cut it on is the mitered side, because that's the one that goes at the front, and that's where your toe space is. So let's get that cut so we can get these nailed on. Okay, one right, one left. Now to nail our bottom block on here so we can mount it to our pieces. Okay, we got everything cut. Got our blocks nailed on our side pieces. So let's nail this thing together. we got our front nailed up, or I should say our side pieces. That's going to be our opening. See, all of a sudden now it's getting wider. Okay, this is our back. We got to have that block right there to keep this thing from tipping over. All right, now what we need to do, oh, before we go there, let me show you the front. Okay, remember those miter cuts I did? Okay, see there, they line up with this front right here. You've got to have them because your stile goes here on each side and you need a lot of lumber material. Okay, now we need to put our top piece on. See, this is what I was talking about on that top piece, is you can use a 1x2, because if this was a drawer, you know, this probably would not interfere with it, but then there's always that possibility, especially if this is supposed to be a European cabinet. Okay, we got them on each side, so let's put our top on. Now this is why it was so important to cut both of these exactly the same, because if this was cut different and if you were off just a quarter of an inch means a whole lot in 36 inches. Okay, let's get the top on there. Well, my battery ran out. I don't know how far we got, but in any case, we did get the top on there. Okay, so now we have the bottom and the top on. And like I said, it was very important that you get those cut the same size. And here's our opening. Now we need to go to the back and put the backs on. So now these are just, we can just use these as a square cut at the front, but again we're going to have to do a miter cut at the back, because you see we have this 45-degree turn right there. Same thing with both sides, so it's just another cut we got to make. All right, I'll get these cut and then we'll get them on, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, this thing's getting too heavy for me to pick up, so I'm going to have to do everything here on the ground. You want to make sure that the two ends, that these ends are just right. Now all this lumber's got to be cut perfect, so you got to have a good table saw. Don't do what I'm doing with a skill saw. Get a good table saw, because everything has to be perfectly square within reason, because if not, you're going to start racking your cabinet, and then you try to line the two sets of cabinets up, and you can't do it. Okay, all we like now is just the back.